finally, they came to a place called Mara. And Mara was an oasis. It had water in it, but sadly, the water was useless. They could not drink from the water. Why? Because the water was bitter. The bitter waters. You can see they came to the water, but they could not drink from it. So the people grumbled. And please, let's mark in your mind or by your thumbs how many times the people grumbled. They grumbled against Moses. And later we will know that when we grumble, that means we're not thankful. We're not thankful to the people around us. And in turn, we grumble against not just the people, we grumble against God. The people grumbled and they said, "What are we to drink?" I want to remind people that these people just saw a fantastic miracle happen before their eyes. How many days? 3 days ago. Quickly, we forget. It's so easy to say they forget. My beloved, we also forget. We forget very quickly. And that's why it's important to remind ourselves all the time with the goodness that God does. And if I forget, Miriam reminds me. And if she forgets, I will remind her. And if we both forget, then the church will remind us all the time, always remembering. Because it is a human habit to forget the great things that God has done in your life and in mine. Verse 25, Moses cried out to the Lord. They grumbled at Moses, and Moses ran and cried out to the Lord. And we will see this pattern in Moses' life. A prayerful man. Every problem, cry out to the Lord. Yusalli, crying. Cry out to the Lord. Cry out to the Lord. Go down on the knees and cry. It is okay to show your weakness and to be vulnerable before God. I understand the world teaches us differently. But before God, it's okay. He recognizes the weakness. He knows what it is to be hungry and thirsty. He's done it firsthand. And the Lord answered and showed him, what do you see before you there? A piece of wood. He threw it into the water, and the water became what? Sweet. Or fit to drink. Why did God tell him to throw a piece of wood? Why not a stone? Why not sprinkle some sand? Let me tell you something easier. Why not just, oh God, you can do anything. Why don't you just open another well with good water? And as you can see in this beautiful picture, the wood probably looked like this. Does that remind you of something? That piece of wood that he threw into the water, it looks like what? Like the cross. It looks like the cross. From that time, God was telling people and generations to come, and you and me, it is all about the wood of the cross. You bring Christ into life, things will change. This is his promise. The water that was bitter became sweet. And I see this many times. You see people going through hardships. They come to church and they're happy. They're cheerful. And you know that there's a lot of difficulty that they're going through. They still are joyful. God doesn't need to create a new well for the people. He can change the situation through the cross, through Jesus Christ. Reason for joy. A reason for joy.